Welcome to the PLL on ESPN, powered by Cash App. We are a mile high today, and it's not just because we're in the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado, but it's because we've got one of the most anticipated matchup of the entire PLL season. The high-flying New York Atlas, led by Jeff Teat, the record breaker, taking on the reigning PLL champions, and Tom Schreiber, the best midfielder on the planet. Alongside Quint Kessenich, I'm Chris Cotter. So glad you could join us today. And you're going to be glad, too, because I think when you talk about these two teams, stylistically, this looks like a fun game to watch.
What a day, first of all. We got the Suns out here in the Mile High City. Great conditions. And then offense. That's going to be the name of the game here. You talk about highly skilled, high-scoring units have been basically blowing up scoreboards all summer. That's this game. This is a big one.
Great crowd assembled here at Peter Barton Stadium on the campus of the University of Denver. Q, you and I talked to Chris Bates, the Utah head coach, before the game. We asked him what the key was. He said in a word, face-offs. Trevor Baptiste, you could argue he's the greatest face-off man in the history of the sport. So Mike Sisselberger is going to have to hold his own, and he wins face-off number one. We're underway here on a sun-splashed field at Peter Barton Stadium. Two of the top teams in the league, two teams that lead their conferences, and we expect a lot of fireworks. Here's Grant Ament. Here's Schreiber, 26 in orange. The Archers are in their orange and blue. Atlas in their whites with blue numbers. Schreiber took the shot as the shot clock was winding down. It's going to stay with Archers, but with just 3 seconds to go.
Atlas in white chose to cover Grant Ament with a midfield defender, and that's why Schreiber and Ament tried to hook up in that two-man game.
Archers will dump it in the corner as the shot clock was winding down.
The concepts of both of these offenses you'll see today, like basketball on grass. 6-on-6, but like basketball on grass.
Shot clock's down on the screen. We're going to get that repaired in a little bit, but we'll help you out with when it winds down. And I have a feeling with these two teams, it's not going to wind down very often. These two teams like to fill it up, and they run efficient offenses. It'll stay with New York, and then a quick restart. There's Schellenberger.
Most goals per game, this unit. Most assists per game. As I said, they shoot 38%, which is outstanding.
Here's Costabile trying to muscle his way free. Now back behind is Schellenberger. Quarterback on this offense. Costabile trying to spin back upfield, working on a short. He's got a little bit of room, but can't get the shot off as the double team was played beautifully that time by Graham Hossack. He'll turn it over back to Archers. Beautifully timed double team by Hossack as the shorty was about to get beaten by Costabile. So nice team defense by New York.
Yeah, Hossack on Schellenberger. Warren Jeffrey, 27 in orange, covering Jeff Teat.
Trey LeClaire out of Ohio State, 44 in orange, now swings it to the far side.
LeClaire's got the shorty on him now, the midfield defender.
Now Fields does. That's a great option for number 5, but Augevand's going to shoot a two-pointer and score! Augie, as they call him, making the most of his opportunity, scoring his first goal of the year, and it's a two-pointer for Archers.
In and out of the lineup this summer, Augevand, a Long Island product, got out of Brown in 2022. Always patterned his game out of Max Sebald as a downhill dodger. He's a guy who switched over baseball to lacrosse in 7th grade. He's a gutsy player, you know, Cotter, like he comes out in limited action this summer and he just goes for it. You know, he's not timid.
He's like a 6th man in basketball. He comes out, gives you a little bit of juice off the bench.
He goes for it. He doesn't play passive.
Watch out here right off the face-off. New York scores, and it's the rookie Jake Stevens. Gets the Atlas on the board.
Swiss Army knife out of Syracuse. Prior to that, he was at Princeton where he got his degree. He'll play the wing here and transition from face-off into offense seamlessly. An old-school midfielder Kobe Smith nearly has that ground ball. He pays the price, and next thing you know, it's Stevens with a head start, and he bags that one from about 13 yards right-handed. He has to be respected as a ball carrier when he comes into the zone.
This team, this New York team, Q, they're the best team in the league in terms of offense right off the face-off, aren't they?
They were worst in that category last year. It's one of the reasons they were 2-9. Their 32-second shot clock offense was atrocious. Mike Pressler now in year 2. That was his first fix.
It has worked well. He's done a great job with it. Carpenter, the rookie.
They go. They get it here, and they're decisive. Boom, green light.
Here's Stevens again down the alley. He'll shoot again and score again.
There's no ball moving around the outside. There's limited setup time. They just put the pedal to the metal. And that light is always green, and Stevens converts back-to-back goals, and a great counter answer after the Ogden 2. Good clear out. He's given all sorts of real estate to get down that right-handed alley. Quite honestly, the defense isn't bad. Pedersen ties him up here, but look at the strength. Stevens shoots right through that stick check.
That's Pedersen, the rookie, going up against Stevens, the rookie. Pedersen out of Michigan. And they beat Brett Dobson in goal for the Archers, who was sensational in the playoffs last year. As they work on the net, Dobson was great in the Archers championship run last year, I should say.
We taped a pregame segment down at that net.
Right.
You'll get to see
you were
in
in
game
net
2 tonight in ESPN2, and funny, I noticed that the net was off a little.
I was going to say
and I didn't mention
I was going to say the net is off a little now because of all the shots that were going past you into the back of the net when you were doing
that.
Your
we just talked about positioning with Brett Dobson. Actually joined us a bit. He's having a wonderful summer. As you look at Chris Bates, coming off I thought a fantastic lacrosse game a week ago in Baltimore. They lost to Carolina Chaos 15-14. One of the better games of the summer. It was a game jam-packed with highlight-type goals. One-handed, behind the backs, really flashy game. My issue with the Utah Archers lately has been their defense. He's putting all sorts of pressure on their goalie, Brett Dobson.
Sisselberger a little early on the whistle, so face-off violation. Doc's Aiken. 6 and white. Mentioned in the open game college football try. That's the type of athlete he is. Here's Costabile. On the face-off man, Baptiste will check out. Here comes Jones, 8. Shot clock under 10. Shot just missing the mark. It's Jeff T. New York will sub its offensive players out. Set to play on the defensive end. Early going here in Denver, all tied up at 2 apiece. 2 conference leaders, East and West, meeting in this showdown here this afternoon on ABC. Tyson Williams quick out of the box, open initially. Schreiber couldn't find him. Here's Grant Amen. Tried to get to Ogden, it was deflected. Now into the hands of Logan. Back to the goaltender, the rookie Liam Entenmann.
77 in white, Adler, so disruptive in the passing lanes.
And the Atlas are able to clear it into the cross of Schellenberger. Connor Schellenberger, the rookie out of Virginia. Kobe Smith, he'll shoot it. Shoots it high with a lot of velocity.
This young man out of Towson is a major threat in transition.
Here's Miles Jones. You can't miss him. Jacoby, 88 in white. Teat. Talked to him before the game. He said the key to him this year is getting a little bit more aggressive. Shot bounces high into the air. That was Xander Dixon, second-year man out of Virginia. And a very typical Xander Dixon shot. Doesn't stay in his stick long. Piper Bond staying on offense. Now he'll get it to Schreiber. He'll shoot a 2-point shot. It's deflected.
O'Keefe trying to use the screen. I'm not sure Entenmann ever saw it. Done a nice job, the rookie out of Notre Dame. Long and lanky right-hander. He's got no pulse. He's a flatliner.
Schreiber on the dodge.
You got to play the game.
Trey Leclerc. That's his spot right there. Gets by the defense, shoots and scores.
and you've got a bazooka for an outside shot, defenses have to respect you. LeClaire does a wonderful job pumping and taking this inside to the paint. An offensive showdown was promised. Let's see if these two teams can keep delivering.
Story this weekend are all these players who played at the University of Denver, including that guy right there, Trevor Baptiste, making their homecomings.
If you called him the best ever at the face-off position, I don't think you can argue that point. You think about whistle ready, the balance, fast twitch, the power, the technique, the toughness, and now the stick skills. He's putting it all together now, getting better and better every year. He is a force of nature, Trevor Baptiste.
He's won 5 out of 6 so far today, and oftentimes he'll stay on the field and play offense. He doesn't have to run off, so that adds to what he means to the team. Look at Jones muscling his way in, but he can't beat Dobson, who sets it up the other way. Connor Marr looking for help. He'll have Schreiber running out of the box. LeClaire on the near side, loses it though, and Danny Logan, another one of those former University of Denver Pioneers, picks it up. Now he's on the run. Schellenberger looking to attack. From X, he sends Xander Dixon up top. Now he uses a pick. Osak is on him. Up top to Aiken and Costabile near side. Logan will trot off. Now Stevens comes in. Costabile opts not to get it to him, even though he had a step. Now he shoots and scores, though. On the run, that was beautiful.
Costabile split this right to left. High alley, no double team. They're slow to help out the guys in orange. You see the slide by Wires 20 is just a tad bit late, and Costabile gets to a good spot. When you're two-handed as a midfielder, you can go right, you can go left, and it opens up all sorts of options. Costabile been bothered by a bad ankle in weeks 1 through 4, and his production has soared in the second half of the season.
3-3 in this game to this point. Q, neither goalie has made a save yet.
Dobson's got one.
Oh, Dobson has 1 save. I must have missed
Dobson has 1. I think it's interesting that Atlas Attack doesn't really have a point yet. And even Utah's stars have been quiet thus far.
Now here's Schreiber, the star of stars for the Utah Archers.
Fields limited touches. Everything's been on the far side.
At the far side, trying to get it to Fields. There he has it. Blanketed defensively. Entman makes that save as that ball kind of got through traffic and got on him real quick. That's Entman's first save of the game. Makes their substitutions. Miles Jones to Stevens. Now Ronan Jacoby. Jacoby working on the shorty Piper Bond. Nowhere to go with it. He goes to Teat behind. Teat's got a little bit of room here. He shoots, scores!
Keep it simple. Little pass down, pick down. Subtle two-man play on this left-handed wing. Ronan Jacoby in the lineup today for Logan McGovern. It was Jacoby, pass down, pick down. Defender comes underneath that screen by 88 and White, and it creates some separation between ball carrier and defender. And that's enough where Teat can put it into third gear, get upfield, get himself some angle, and then he's got the full goal to shoot at it. He works the far post.
Sisselberger chasing after that GB. But it's Baptiste who picks it up, keeps possession for New York, gets it into Carpenter's stick. Now Brett Maycard, a little bit of trouble on the sideline, gets free.
Stay on, Carp!
Costabile will look to get downhill. To his left. Teat rolls. Shoots and it hits the back of the net. Scores! 2-point shot, and it goes.
The Archers are not known for their two-point shooting. Ryan Ogden bags one earlier, and now Mason Woodward, the lefty who played at Marquette, the rookie from about 16 yards. I mean, you're talking heavy, heavy heat. Look at the torque here. He's able to crow hop, reach all the way back, and let that baby rip.
First two-pointer of the year for the Rook.
Scored his first goal of the season last week in Baltimore. Terrific off the ground for Milwaukee's best.
Look at this battle. Two Titans at the face-off dot. Not giving an inch. Baptiste comes out of there with it, picks it up. Sisselberger's still all over him.
This is where Trevor's game has skyrocketed in the last couple of years.
Carpenter thought about letting it go. Instead gets it to Stevens. That one hit the pipe. Hasek knocking people over. Wires, look out. Leclerc was calling for it, but just a little bit wide. He's not happy with himself.
He had all day. Entenmann knew that he had limited chance at that distance to react, so he encroached on the angle like a hockey goalie, coming out to the top of the crease to try to make the goal look small for Leclerc, and it worked.
If I need one.
Connor Fields trying to get a pick from Ambler and does.
Switches the matchup.
Back to his right, now to his left, shoots. Entenmann makes the save. Entenmann trying to body, put the body between the ball and the player.
That's textbook, Cotter. That's textbook. You've got to shield with either a foot or your body because those players will be poking at that ball. You're not in a rush in the goalie situation. That you have time. Once it's in your cross, you get your 4 seconds in the crease. But prior to that, as long as you're making progress, the referees will be patient with you.
Costabile thought about shooting, gets knocked off his line. Here's Teat. Now he's got his defender hung up, so he's looking for cutters. Finds one. Dobson all over it, though. Now loose ball in front, dangerous, behind the back, Dobson makes the save. Still on the offensive end for New York. Fresh shot clock as we go under a minute to play here. Dox Aiken trying to muscle his way in. Bond isn't going to have any of it. Dobson heating up right now, a number of saves in a row. Loose ball here inside of a minute to play. Oh, that would have been dangerous if he could have gotten it to Mac O'Keefe. Instead, O'Keefe has to track it down. Still Archers on offense.
Hold for one possession. Finish the quarter down here.
Ambler has no angle. Tried to test Entenmann anyway. Final 10 seconds.
Wow.
Schreiber in all kinds of trouble, double teamed, and he loses it to Makar. Now Makar goes flying as Leclerc gives him a little piece of his mind, and a flag comes flying. Horn sounds to end the first quarter as we're getting physical here in Denver.
Say, the volume was amplified in the last 30 seconds of this quarter. These guys absolutely scrapping for loose balls.
Let's check in with Josh Blaisdell.
44. Unnecessary roughness. 1 minute.
They're going to get Trey Leclerc for unnecessary roughness. And he's going to have to sit for a minute. So New York will be on the power play when we come back in the second quarter. There it is. No. Atlas fan got in a break.
The offense is a thing of beauty. You have such amazing ball movement combined with people movement, and that's bringing out his skill set.
Huge face-off here to start this second quarter because the Atlas are on the power play. And as soon as they get possession, they call a timeout. Coach Pressler wants to talk things over as he's got 50 seconds now still with the man up.
It's a party too, Cotter. I tell you, between the smell of barbecue and hot dogs, this is just like an outdoor July 4th picnic with a lacrosse game going on. It's a great scene here.
Atlas on the power play, coming off the timeout. Let's see what they drew up.
Sticks up! Sticks up!
Here's Schellenberger. He's got Aiken here on the wing. It's Costabile, Jacoby. Now Jeff Tietz up top. Aiken trying to probe this defense. Behind it, oh, the shot clock went out though. Shot clock was over.
Good defense. I tell you, it felt like the Archers were baiting a 2-point shot from the Atlas. They were not playing them high in the arc. It's a very good power play team coming in at 47%. The Archers just felt like no skip passes. We're going to defend inside out and give you the 2 against our goalie Dobson.
And before Dixon was able to beat Dobson, the shot clock wound down. So Archers, a successful penalty kill, first one of this game. Now we're back to full strength. Unfortunately, the turnover, though, is going to give it back to New York.
Trends to keep our eyes on. Trevor Baptiste has won 7 of the 9 faceoffs, and the Atlas now have 13 shots.
Somebody finally slid to Chelios. Somebody's open on the far side, and Dobson has to make the save.
So they're on pace for more than 50 shots. That's the tempo and the relentless offense that we've seen this summer from these guys in white.
Took Dobson a little bit to make his first save of the game, but now he's got 6. That's a tough pass to handle. Picked up well. Bond can't handle that pass, and that's an unforced error. Got a hold though, loose ball, so it'll go back to Archers. That's a break for Utah. Heyman looking to dodge. Gets a step on his defender. He shoots, tough handle, and makes it. On the run.
He's had a spectacular, spectacular summer.
Grant Ament out of Penn State. A bunch of family members here as well as mom and dad.
Lisa and Brad. Cousin Isabel is a grad student at DU, so they all come to town this weekend. And the deception on this shot, Cotter, is a low release. Watch him drop his stick down by his hips and his knees. Entenmann buys that. He set the hook. Entenmann takes the bait, drops his level, whoop, and the change of level from low to high. That's a turn and rake. That's masterfully done by Eamon. About 15 family and friends here in Denver.
Baptiste has it checked away. He's so dangerous when he wins the faceoff to himself that he can go down and score. So Utah did a nice job that time defending him. And it was Wires who made the play initially, and now he's got the ball in his cross. Here's Ament again. 5th in the league in shooting percentage. He's having such a great year after the last couple of years trying to find his spot on this team in the offense. And it appears like he's found it.
Too many men or offsides. You count 7 defenders in white jerseys right now for the Atlas. You know, going back to Grant Ament, to me, his ability to...
Fouls on Atlas. It's going to be in-home, number 10. It will serve offsides, 30 seconds.
To calculate, okay, what's my matchup? Am I being guarded by a pole, a long stick defender? Then I'm a passer. If it's a shorty, boom, green light, I'm taking this guy to the rack. And teams have been hesitant to slide on him this summer. And he scored all sorts of unassisted goals. He's playing, he's healthy, and he's playing with supreme confidence.
And now he'll be on the field for the Archers' first power play of the afternoon.
This is always fun to watch. You got big-time passers on this group.
That ball was knocked down. And if nothing else, this is killing off a lot of time by Adler.
Look at Adler.
Now he picks up the GB.
Look at Adler. That's a sensational air traffic control, knocks it down, weasels and weaves his way on the carpet around different orange-colored jerseys and gains possession. That type of play gets you first-team All-Pro honors.
He was the first overall selection in the PLL entry draft 2 years ago. Coming out of Cornell. Costabile on the run. Fires it. Dobson makes the save straight up in the air. Haase comes out of there with it. 7 saves now for Dauber. Hossack on the run. He'll shoot from 2. Misses. Connor Fields will put it in play, 5 in orange. He'll wait for substitutions to come in for the Archers. Looking for a pick from Williams. He's trying to weave his way inside. Finds Williams in front. No, check that. That was O'Keefe. Pass goes wanting, though, and they're going to call O'Keefe in the crease. It's 11 turnovers already for Archers.
You're good, Bo.
Yet they're up 6-4, really because of good shooting. 2 twos, Ogden and Woodward,
Hey, jumping in late.
and then Amon with the outside shot on the run.
Wires coming in late.
Really bailed out by the 2. It's been a theme of the summer
Yeah,
across the league.
people are really using that 2 to their advantage more than they ever have in the history of this league. Jacoby now. Schellenberger trying to go through a little traffic. Get a matchup he likes. Instead, it's up top to Aiken. Docks. Schellenberger now behind the cage to Teat.
Look away! Look away! Look away! Sit here, you're good. Check! Rebound!
Dobson, that one hit the pipe. Race for the ball on the sideline, and it is won by the Atlas. Closest to the ball when it goes out of bounds on a shot, even if the shot reflects off the pipe. Gets possession. Fresh shot clock at 32. So now an extended possession for Utah defensively under a little bit more pressure. Marr, though, forces his opponent, Jacoby, to the ground. He gets up and gets it to Stevens.
Watch the slip! Your hands!
Ball movement, Teat. Over the shoulder, misses.
This offense always hunting, super aggressive. When they share the ball, they move under the coordination of Stephen Brooks, who's done magical work as their offensive coach this summer.
5 to shoot.
Drive up! Hold out!
Docks couldn't get through the defender. The shot clock violation, horn sounds.
It's a heck of a defensive stand there by Utah. Multiple shot clocks. The Atlas now have missed their last 9 shots, but credit to D for standing tall. Good time to possess now if you sense your defense is a little ragged.
And Schreiber, of course, recognizes that. 26 in orange. He'll back it out. Get it to Ament running out of the box.
Just use your full 52.
Here's Ambler. He ambles his way back to X behind the cage. And he'll look to dodge on the short stick D midi. Back upfield to the middle. Tried to sneak a pass into Schreiber, and it goes on the ground. Nakar picking it up. Carpenter had an idea to get it to Logan, but it's picked off by Hossack. Now 5 minutes to play here in this first half. Amon says slow it down a little bit, and then O'Keefe fires from 2. Entenmann, no problem, and quickly the other way with Stevens.
Watch the slip! Hands, forward pick! You're good! Hands!
Carpenter checking in offensively.
JR!
Still on the field, a long pole, number 5 in white. Stevens checks out. Miles Jones comes in, another flag down.
Good work!
Back check.
Another call against Utah. Teat trying to take advantage, trying to get into the teeth of the defense, and he does, and he gets hammered by Mason Woodward.
/1 minute. This will be our media timeout.
Slash call on Warren Jeffrey. He'll sit for a minute. When we come back, New York on the power play once again, trailing by 2.
A dual sport athlete in college. You actually wrestled 197 at Lehigh. 7 varsity matches his senior season. That's something else. 5'9". He goes normally about 5'9", 220. He cut down to 197.
Right, during the season, the offseason, he's just eating iron and bulking, huge, if you will.
College and international wrestling fan. Told me he's been watching the Olympics.
Power play for New York. Teat backs up. Now he finds Docks on the far side. That's Jacoby.
Maybe this will get this team out of its funk.
Jacoby shoots. Dobson with the save. Raked in front. Both teams give chase to the end line. Stays with New York. Now Dobson's got to get back in cage. Quick restart for Xander. Up top to Dox. He's going to take a shot. Dobson gets back in and makes the save.
0 for 12 now, scoreless streak. Around 12 minutes for the Atlas. Dobson doing it all.
He got hurt a little bit maybe on that play. Let's just take a look at it.
I think he just wants to do an equipment adjustment.
Right.
I like the strategy for him to buy some time here. Watch this save. He'll go down to his knees, and you see the flexibility needed. We're good. Puts a lot of pressure on that right knee.
Looks like he took it off one of the knees. Still power play for New York. Teat steps into it, over the shoulder, pass, scores! That is quintessential Atlas lacrosse. The quick pass from Jeff Teat, Xander Dixon over his shoulder, 6-5. The Archers lead reduced to 1.
21st goal of the summer for Dixon, who makes a living in the slot. Teat puts it on the money. Dixon finally able to solve Dobson. The behind-the-back pass, you'd say, why does he need to do that? Well, it changes the defensive approach. The defender's playing for him to throw it standard out the front. Defensively on a man-down penalty kill, you're playing the head of the stick. So putting it behind the back, it creates a passing lane. Dixon from Teat, money.
Dixon's 21st on the year, and that is a typical goal from Dixon. When it gets into his stick, it doesn't stay there long. Now New York is back to within 1, and when you got Baptiste at that face-off dot, you almost always win the possession battle, but this one is up for grabs.
His ground ball scrums today. Really energetic ground ball scrums.
Playoff caliber type of game, and O'Keefe would have had a good opportunity there, but wasn't able to get the pass. Archers turn it over, so they fight so hard to get possession, and they don't get a good offensive possession out of picking up that GB. Stevens slows it down a tad. Miles Jones. Downhill like a freight train. Back to his right, loses his footing, but does get a shot.
Who we got? Hey, Haas, wait for a goal here. Haas, big coming.
At that time, Miles bought a one-way ticket to nowhere.
Knocked down by Hasek.
The question, ooh, look at Teat, look at Teat.
Just riding and getting possession back to his team. Now Schellenberger with his head up, looking for a cutter and a trailer. Back to Teat. Archer's a little disorganized on the defensive end, but they got Dobson in net, and he's stopping everything he's facing now. 10 saves. Pedersen going the other way, got a whistle. And Archers want a timeout. Coach Bates wants to talk things over.
Or are very much a part of this team's offense. He's never diagramming up calculus.
Now let's see them put it into practice. Fields. You see how much attention he's drawing with the double team. That leaves somebody open on the far side, but the save made. Oh, they can't get Schreiber's shot. Wow! Entenmann made the initial save, but Schreiber, Johnny on the spot, and he buried it after picking up the rebound.
This follow-up is absolutely insanity. When we talk about Tommy Schreiber's shooting and his wrists, his ability to catch, watch the rebound go high up into the air. You think Entenmann thinks he's going to have a second to reset, to tap that pipe and to find his angle play. But that ball comes down and boom, it's right over his head. Schreiber, catch to shot seamlessly.
We'll feature Tom Schreiber at halftime, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. We'll learn a little bit more about this three-time professional lacrosse MVP, including last year when he led the Archers to the title. Dox shoots and scores right off the face-off. We talked about it. This team is so deadly. Right off the face-off, you score and you get some momentum. They'll take it right back from you in a matter of seconds.
Chris Bates, Utah head coach, telling us pregame, the number one key in this game are face-offs. And this is their third goal of the game off a face-off win. Jake Stevens has a pair, now Dox Aiken. I'm surprised that Utah chose not to play him with a defensive player. They held on their fast break defense. They basically gave him all sort. Gave him Colfax Avenue, and he took it.
Good call on that. Bates pacing on the sideline. Sisselberger wins the face-off. Now we're going to get a flag. This is going to be a call going against the Atlas, and it's going to go against Baptiste. Final minute of this first half. It has lived up to the billing. Utah up 1 goal. Schreiber can't handle that pass. It'll be over and back. Now we'll get the whistle, and Josh Blaisdell will alert us to the call.
Push, 30 seconds.
Loose ball push going against Baptiste.
That's a bit.
Well, all right. He touched him and he went down.
Big, strong people put pressure on your back. You probably fall too, right? I mean, Sis
tap from Baptiste sent me flying.
Sis had some. Sisselberger had some body lean going to begin with, right? And Baptiste is extremely strong. In fact, we saw him, was it yesterday?
Yeah, working out.
The facility here.
Did some work in before today's big game. That is just a pass that is going to kill a power play. Final 30 seconds, too.
Clock here's
and
critical.
a chance to counter with Carpenter. Schellenberger scores! That was a critical play. Utah on the power play, the turnover, easy goal for one and White, his first of the day. Maybe that gets him going as well, and we're all tied at 7 in the final 27 seconds.
Tell you, time becomes your most scarce commodity when you've got the power play late in a quarter, and for this now to end up at the other end, a run out and a blatant 4-on-3. Carpenter, with great talent and hand-eye coordination, sets up Schellenberger dead center from 10 yards, and Shelley's not going to make that one miss.
Utah's got to clean up their turnovers. They've got 16 in the game, Q, and 10 in the second quarter alone.
Sometimes it's about getting out of your own way. They're doing enough good things, but they're counterbalancing that with some sloppy turnovers.
And because Baptiste was in the penalty box, Logan had to take the draw, and it's going to be another opportunity, but Dobson makes the great save. There was some confusion on the whistle after the face-off
on
and
the
led to an
restart.
opportunity. Yes,
that's exactly right. They gave him a head start on the restart.
Can Utah get an opportunity here, force that pass? Final 3 seconds. And Entenmann will just send it down the field. Good if it goes, doesn't. And the horn sounds to end the first half, and we are all tied at 7 apiece. It has lived up to the billing. LeClaire on the run, finding the back of the net for Archers. Teeter, the league's leading scorer, continuing doing what he does best. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. The PLL on ESPN is powered by Cash App. Beautiful shot of downtown Denver, Colorado on the left. We're just a little bit south of the downtown area here at the University of Denver.
Scoreless. And I think Cotter, the key is they've got 3 goals off of face-offs.
Right,
the Atlas.
and we knew that's a huge part of their game plan. And Stevens has a couple, and then Schellenberger has one, I believe, as the third. But you get the opening face-off here to start this second half. Teat found a cutting Baptiste, but he can't make it happen. Caley, what's going on down in the field?
Well, back to the 17 turnovers you guys were talking about from the Archers, uncharacteristic. At the end of the half, a couple of players went up to Seth Tierney and said the balls are really inconsistent. They're not the same, just not feeling it. So Seth Tierney actually changed the balls out for them.
Wow.
Wow, went to a different lot from the manufacturer. Seth Tierney, the director of competition here for the PLL.
They can get slick because of this plastic field.
LeClaire hits the top corner. So good start for Utah here in the second half.
Trey's got no problems with this lacrosse ball.
That ain't a greaser for LeClaire.
He's given the on-ramp to his strong right hand. And this veteran out of Ohio State, one thing we've learned over his career, the man can shoot it from distance. He's got uncommon velocity. This one on the run, his second of the game.
Giving Utah the 1-goal advantage.
See Grant Amon now starting the second half on attack for the Utah Archers. They're playing their first game. Matt Moore injured his upper body injury last week in Baltimore. He's a non-dress this weekend.
Yeah, Moore's had all kinds of injury issues this year. Baptiste wins it.
With 19-man rosters, don't underestimate, like, one injury can really change the complexion of your rotation. It's not like college where they dress 60.
And Amen is down in lieu of Connor Fields. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Utah tried to goose it forward. Miles Jones does a nice job to keep it on that side of the field. Costabile turns and scores just as the shot clock wound down.
Got to see this one with the clock. Super close. Zeros. They may bring this one back, Cotter.
Yeah, they're going to look at this one. I think it was still in Costabile's cross.
I agree. At 0, it looks like the ball was on his hip. Chris Bates has got to throw that red flag.
He's got the challenge flag. They're looking at the iPad.
Sunny day, tough to see that iPad without a hood, but I think he makes the right decision and tosses the challenge flag.
Don't let it get lost on the
Previous
turf.
play is being challenged. Did not beat the shot clock. This play is under review.
Josh Blaisdell will check it out. That orange challenge flag can get lost on the Denver skyline here on the turf, Peter Barton Stadium. Blaisdell saw it. He'll check it out. We'll take another look at it. It certainly looks like it was still in Costabile's stick when the shot clock hit 0. 0 right there. They're going to bring that one back. It's a shame. It's a hell of a shot by Costabile. And Blaisdell doesn't take long looking at it.
John Tillman at the University of Maryland made those iPads.
After review, player still has the ball in his cross. No goal.
Commonplace. Now we see him at the pro level on all these sidelines. The hard thing is to see that screen without a hood when it's so sunny out.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of time to do it either.
But credit the Archers for kind of not jumping at every shadow. You know, the tendency is to, review it. Pick your spots, get it right.
Fields is back at attack for Utah.
Fields, O'Keefe, and Amen.
Yep.
The attack right now.
So Leclerc, who started the game down low, is now going to be coming out of the box.
Exactly.
Connor Marr, defensive midfielder, getting rid of it. Here's Leclerc coming out of the box at midfield. Now he's got a shorty on. He's going to look to take advantage of those matchups here in the second half. Leclerc. Schreiber. To Ogden. Shoots on the run. Save made by Enseman, the rookie out of Notre Dame.
Clean stop. He was 44% in the first half. The righty from Long Island.
Part of this unbelievable draft class New York had in this last draft. They picked up Schellenberger, Enseman in the first round, Stevens in the second, and then Tyler Carpenter, the 4th round. He's been a great 4th round pick for them.
No misses, right?
None. All 4 players are big time contributors. This after drafting Makar and Adler last year.
Kobe Smith was a first-round draft choice back in 2022.
Yeah, and Xander Dixon, 2nd round last year. I mean, this whole team is built through the draft.
Look, again, they were 2-9 last year, the New York Atlas. Mike Presser does a wonderful job. He ships Chris Gray over to California, surrounds Teat with Schellenberger and Xander Dixon.
Shot hits the pipe. Look at Enseman going out after it. Now this is a dangerous situation here. Picked up by Peyton Razanka.
Nice grounder by Razanka, the San Diego native. Atlas settled sets on offense have not been as crisp as prior this summer.
Aiken shoots, scores on the run with a full head of steam out of the box. And Dox gives the lead, or nets things up, I should say, for New York and Utah here at 8 apiece.
Feels like Utah's been slow to slide and double team today, so what that's led to are some unassisted goals. Costabile unassisted, Costabile unassisted. This time it's Dox's turn. And the feeling you get, the halftime adjustment from Stephen Brooks is giving his midfielders the understanding that, hey, push to the net, don't expect the double team to be there. They're trying to make the Atlas into a dodging team, not a passing team.
Trevor to himself. He's so dangerous here. Shoots. Save made by Dobson. Logan had an opportunity himself. He misses. Carpenter for 2, score! Just mentioned what kind of a rookie year the 4th rounder out of Duke is having. And he puts his second 2-point shot into the back of the net. New York up 2.
All of a sudden you go from down 1, 8-7 to up 2. Again, off the face-off, this is a 32-second shot clock offense where you want to work fast. Carpenter's mom, the volleyball coach at Duke University, grew up as a ball boy at Duke when Mike Pressler was the head coach down in Durham. So a connection from when he was less than a teenager.
37 ground balls on the year. Now a couple of 2-point goals. The All-Star having a great rookie season. Possession won by Archers, but sloppy with it after getting it. Tyson Williams is able to pick it up.
We've seen this from the Atlas this summer, where teams kind of stay with them for a bit, and then they just find another gear. They can play faster. You know what I mean? It's like they're running in a race. I'm huffing and puffing to stay with you, and boom, you know, they got extra speeds.
Heyman had a good look inside. Nothing doing though. Schreiber in all kinds of trouble. With the shot clock winding down, he was desperate.
Rattling around through a double team.
Tough pass, tracked down though by New York. Hensman will look to clear.
Hey, power! Good work. Island.
Dobson has done his job to keep Utah in this game, but the offense has gone into a little bit of a slump here. Jones. Got it to Costabile. He was looking to shoot a 2-pointer, but it came out of his cross. 15 to shoot for Dox. Costabile again, I thought he might let it go. Jones might, steps inside the 2-point line, switches to his left, and is wide. 4 seconds to shoot.
No reset.
So what is teed up to do here? He's going to try Dox. That's too tough of an angle, and the shot clock will expire. Absolutely perfect day here in Denver. Full packed house here at Barton Stadium. They're looking forward to seeing their hometown Outlaws tonight against the Chaos. That game's going to be on ESPN2. 7 o'clock Eastern time start.
Connor Fields, over. Mac O'Keefe, over.
Fields, nowhere to go. Grant Amon looking for a cutter. Finds one, but he gets pushed. What's the call? Yeah, we'll get a hold call against New York, so we'll stay with Archers.
The Atlas held the cutter and actually veered him into the crease. Eneman getting undercut. He's okay.
Amon puts it into play. Being checked by Gavin Adler. Adler comes around the pick. Ambler. Izio all over him. Good look to Schreiber. Takes a step upfield. Shoots. Hensman makes the save. Amen is there though, up top to LeClaire. Back to Schreiber.
Good pick.
Schreiber's got the shorty matchup. Shot by O'Keefe. Fenton makes the stop.
Great movement, pipe to pipe by the rookie from Notre Dame. light on his feet. That hand-eye coordination tends to go down a little sometimes, but he kept his stick up and kept it true.
Stevens loses his footing, gets it back. T. Jacoby. Caley, what's going on down there on the field?
Well, not great news for the Atlas. Schellenberger kind of limping a little bit on the sideline as he goes into the medical tent. So I'll give you guys an update as soon as I hear what happened on that last play.
Yeah, please do. Schellenberger now not in the game for the Atlas. It'll be a moment for the Archers to make a move. Pedersen's shot after the behind-the-back pass goes wide. Intimate not happy with his defense in front of him.
You're alone, Drex.
Flag on the play as players got caught up during substitutions, and Amen hit the deck.
Let's get on the field.
We'll find out who you guys is.
During live play, too many players on Atlas. Number 10 will serve. 30 seconds.
Xander Dixon will serve too many players against New York, so another power play opportunity for Utah.
Atlas, while the cat's away, the mice will try to pay and play. Matty Palin not here, but Josh Blaisdell will have none of that.
No, not taking any guff from anybody.
This is 10 on 10. He's only 5'8", but he's a pit bull. He's got elite feet. And what I love in that segment there, he's using names, using first names or nicknames to get guys' attentions. When you're trying to organize things on defense, use first names. It gets your teammates' attention.
Utah 0 for 2 on the power play. This is their third opportunity. Now they're 1 for 3. And for the first time in a while, we're saying one of the names, O'Keefe and/or Fields, and it's Mac O'Keefe who scores this time.
Snaps a streak of nearly 8 minutes without a goal, and they were on a 0 for 5 clip. This power play is just darn right scary with all the high-level skill on the perimeter. O'Keefe has now 16 goals on the season. He's averaging more than 8 shots per game. Today's numbers are well below that season average. 8.3 shots per game he's averaging.
He's at 4 so far in this game. And that goal brings Utah to within 1. Sisselberger and Baptiste battling. Marr trying to get the loose ball. Adler battling. O'Keefe shoots and scores again! So the drought ended in a huge way as 7 and Orange gets 2 goals in a matter of seconds.
Power of the face-off. Momentum swings and runs. The scrap right here, hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder. Good job by the Archers to tie up Adler 77. I'm just saying what a strong game he was playing. But right here, they get to his hands. Don't let him make a clean pickup. And it's O'Keefe who wins the grounder. Suddenly O'Keefe 2 goals on 5 shots after being
Silent.
quiet.
Yes.
That's the way it works sometimes, right?
Quick restart, too. 2-point shot by Ken Wires goes wide, but backed up by Fields.
The momentum changes we see over the course of the summer are really unbelievable. I mean, I go back to week 2 in Charlotte when this Utah Archers team lost to Denver. Brennan O'Neill turned things on in the second half of that game. Things can change quickly.
Ogman. Busy way out on him, so Ogman looking to attack. Schreiber. Schreiber had a great matchup, but the pass just goes wide, trying to find O'Keefe, who suddenly is hot and big time involved in this game. 19 turnovers now against Utah.
And at its core, the reason for those momentum changes, Cotter, lacrosse is a game of runs. Why? The face-off. Face-off's unique in lacrosse. In every other sport, you give up a point, you basically get the ball back. In lacrosse, it can be make it, take it.
Hey, tonight on ESPN, it's UFC Fight Night from Las Vegas, highlighted by a heavyweight main event. Prelim started 5 Eastern. Main event is at 7, or the main card, rather. You can watch it on ESPN Deportes or ESPN Plus. Teeter. Again, defender is hung up looking for a cutter. Finds one inside Doc's Aiken.
Teet's third point of the game. This is just too easy. When Teet's got you in a hung situation and he's standing behind the net with ample shot clock, he got problems. Aiken's now got 3 goals, I believe. Teet continues his assault on the record book and is a gigantic favorite, like a minus 20,000 to 1, I think, to win the MVP. I can't believe they're still posting odds for that kind of thing.
I think even if he stopped playing now and didn't play the rest of the way, he'd probably still win it. He's been so dominant up to this point in time in the season.
Sisselberger gimping off the field. He doesn't look up 100%.
Those Warriors will go out there. He'd go out there with one leg if he had to.
He's okay, though. Turning down treatment.
Ogden. Sisselberger's won 4 in a row at the stripe, so he's starting to heat up just at the right time for Utah. Here's Fields. O'Keefe has gotten going here lately. How about number 5 in orange? LeClaire from 2, bounces it wide. Neyman will put it in play with just 4 seconds. Try to force it inside to Tyson Williams, and that was just desperation with the shot clock winding down. Final minute of this third quarter. Shot way too high, but still 45 seconds left on the clock. Now the substitutions will take place. The offensive players will come in for New York. Stevens, Jones, and Costabile in the midfield. Teet just taking his time, knowing that the shot clock is not against him here in this possession. He can take it all the way down.
DJ Ralph providing the soundtrack underneath.
Yep, just subtly just helps send a message. Now Teet looking to send a message of his own. Tough angle. He scores anyways. He backed into the defender, Jeffrey, and somehow found an inch of space to put that ball behind Dobson.
He's doing it again. We've seen him pass from this same scenario. This is just an inside roll where he muscles his way just to enough angle. When he comes out of this roll, Dobson's in a good spot here. He's sealing the door shut. But Teet, with a kind of a high release by his shoulder, just yanks this ball straight down to the carpet. Bounces to the right of Dobson's right foot. An incredible finish from in tight. Teet putting it all together in this third quarter.
2 goals, 3 assists for the game, 5 points. 3.3 remaining.
Abundant skill set, right? Dodge, pass, shoot. He's creative. He can do it all. Best player in the league this summer, Jeff Teet, by far.
The number 1 team in the league, the New York Atlas. 1 quarter away from putting win number 7 in the books. They head to the 4th, leading by 2. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. It'll be a 6s format, similar to the championship series played in February. PLL teams, top 4 at the end of the season. Tournament.
Sisselberger, look at that play. Great play by Sisselberger. The ground ball and control.
Schreiber now out of the box. Shooting for 2. No problem by Anseman. Quick outlet to Makar.
Tall, Mary up though. Mary with it if you can. Pick. Good. Drive them.
Atlas midfielders have picked up the slack today. It's been a quiet day for Connor Schellenberger and Xander Dixon.
Schellenberger not in the game right now. Caley, what's going on?
Well, he came out of the medical tent, Schellenberger, and he still was limping. His left cleat is off, and he's got an ice drag on it, so it doesn't look good for the Atlas to see him return to the game as of now.
There's Schellenberger right there on the sideline as Dobson makes yet another save. 13 on the day. O'Keefe to Leclerc.
Utah has not been able to get in their two-man games, their pick and roll games, with as much success as usual.
Fields has not been able to get on track all today, but well, day to day now loses footing as the double team comes. Well timed by New York.
Just aggressive on the ball carrier, making Fields a feeder. You look at his totals, they skew towards being a shooter and a goal scorer, not a passer.
Camisio loses it, runs right into Leclerc. Leclerc gets possession back to Utah.
Those are gut punches, those turnovers.
Doesn't get through.
Nice little tip by Eneman. He pays the price, though. He got destroyed.
Just now getting up back up to his feet.
Kind of below the waist, too, right?
You're good. Watch the
In
pick to your
lacrosse,
right.
you cannot make contact with your opponent below the waist.
Hey, Cam, support. Pick. Stay, work. Head, check. Hold out. You're good, Woody. Settle. Right there. I got that side. Check, Mark.
Costabile stuffed at the doorstep.
Wires with a trail check and a great outlet.
Here comes Bond. He's got Pedersen with him. Gets through, but doesn't have any type of a shot. Now gets it back up top. Skip pass beautifully to Fields, who scores. No, they're going to call him in the crease. They're waving it off. Oh, the Utah coaches will look at this one, but in the meantime, New York is countering. Jacoby goes low, but Dobson is there. He fires it 3/4 the length of the field. O'Keefe says, hold up. Taking a look
Back
at that
and
crease
forth
violation.
we go. Crease violation. It's the white line. I don't know about that left toe. I don't know, Cotter.
Close enough, certainly, to look at. Utah scores anyway on the next possession as Schreiber finds a cutting teammate in Dyson Williams.
This is some look by Schreiber. This is unbelievable. He's fading away, top of the box. Williams flashes to him, and Schreiber drops his stick sidearm to create the passing lane. With a rising trajectory, puts it right on the money for Dyson Williams. I mean, that type of passing is what makes Tommy one of the best midfielders to ever play the sport. Like, we're talking top 5 midfielders all time.
Dyson, the rookie out of Duke, scores his second goal of the season. Baptiste wins a hard-fought face-off. Now Kobe Smith puts it in the stick of Jeff Teague. No Schellenberger. Injured an ankle earlier in the game. Won't see him the rest of the way for New York.
So it's got to be more Jeff Teague and more midfield isolations from up top.
And here is Teague working a two-man game with Costabile at X. Xander Dixon shoots and finds the back of the net.
Least ball and stick time, highest production in the league. Slim Reaper, I mean, this ball's in his stick for about 0.2 of a second, and he lights him up. Great scissors cut. Miles Jones goes left to right across your screen. Dixon, who made a living at the University of Virginia with these type of cuts, starts on the far side of the formation and curls around in traffic. makes his way, he weaves through bodies, he knows where he wants to go, and he always presents a target.
Four assists on the day for Teeter. Battle for the loose ball goes to Archers on the sideline. Now trailing by 2. Ogden looking to get downhill. Gets it back to Schreiber. Double team comes. Shot clock winds down to 0. It took them too long to get into the offense that time after they won possession. Here comes New York.
Trailer! Turn!
Comizio is open in the middle. Instead, they get it to Dixon. Wow. He had a great angle of that shot. He missed by 2 inches.
Hey, 2 inside! JR! You're good, Haas. You're good, Haas. You're good. You're good, Haas. Press up. You're good, Haas. Sit. Good job. You're good. Stay on.
Here the goaltender Dobbs. You're good, Haas. You're good, Haas. Shouting instruction to Graham Hosick.
Banging on the pipe, too.
Stay, drive it.
Teat. Look at the double team comes over the shoulder. No problem for Dobson. Watch out here, Connor Marr. Lost his footing as Dixon was right there on the ride. Woodward ends up clearing it. Smart move to get it to 26. That's Schreiber. Schreiber had Miles Jones caught on the defensive end. Now Jones is going to sub out for Comizio. Schreiber gets a pick. Now he's on Comizio. He likes this matchup. It's a good matchup for 26 and orange. Double team comes. He slips the double team. Can't get a shot off, though. Ball's in front of the net. Ensman picks it up in a beautiful outlet to Kobe Smith. Inside, Dixon, robbed by Dobson. And now we go the other way with Wires. Smart move to get it to O'Keefe. Didn't like his options, though. He backs it out to Amen. Schreiber likes that option. Hits off a defender, though, straight up in the air.
How about this? How about this pace? Yeah. How about this up and down?
Fields just misses on
How about this up and down? It's like playing pickup basketball when it becomes an endless 3-on-2 because you're too tired to run the court.
Yes, and Bates isn't exactly in favor of it as he calls a timeout.
Got some guys sucking air here at altitude.
His Archers trail by 2. 5:09 left to go in this one.
The California Redwoods have not been mathematically eliminated, but their scoring differential is minus 31. They have 1 game left, and they would have to improve that to a certain level. That's
Yeah, and Chaos would have to lose by about 15 tonight.
Yeah.
And would have to lose by a similar number next week.
Okay, that's a sloppy turnover off the restart and off a stoppage that both teams needed. This game was being played at a pace that's hard to sustain.
25 turnovers on the day for Archers. What did you hear in the huddle, Caley?
Well, that's exactly what Coach said not to do. He said make sure you're using the clock, be patient, keep it simple. We have another timeout, so really take care of the ball, and that's a really unfortunate turnover right there for the Archers as they try to mount a comeback.
Teeter finds a cutting Dixon over his shoulder, scores!
Slim Reaper was a little quiet in the first half. He only had 1 power play goal, but now he's got back-to-back goals assisted from Jeff Teat, who has become the story of this game. Teat now has 7 points, 2 goals, 5 assists. Dixon flying through the middle. He throws him open. It's kind of a spot feed, and you'd think he'd go right-handed underhand there as he's diving, but he pops this over his shoulder as he soars through the air. Dobson gets a piece, but from close range, that trickles in. Netcam tells the story.
Hat trick for Xander Dixon. He's got at least 1 point in his last 5 games. Teat just racking up the points. Give him an assist on that one. Sisselberger needed that face-off. Trying to get it to a teammate. O'Keefe, quick passing. Fields, nothing doing. Goal line extended. Now back to O'Keefe. And he'll wait for substitutions to come in. One of them, Schreiber.
Teat's been involved with the last 5 New York Atlas goals.
Entenmann makes another save. He's really heating up here in the second half.
Ooh, that's got to be something.
Gambler's going to get a push in the back, so it's going to be a delayed call against Utah. So it's basically a free possession here for New York. Clock inside of 4 minutes.
Yeah, you want to run this shot clock down to almost nothing. And then you're up on the power play.
Teat knows it.
But how about Teat? What he's done, Cotter, to cap this game off.
He is finding his teammates without Schellenberger in the game. Teat, all the quarterback responsibilities are now on his shoulders.
Raising his level, was that possible? Coming into this game with 51 points, he set the single season points record. He's got 7 points already, but he's been involved in the last 5 goals. He's taken this game over.
And here he is, coming upfield. Jones. That might be the dagger.
The foul on the field is a push, wiped out by the goal, all even.
They'll wipe out the penalty as Jones picks up his first of the day.
It's almost like Utah's defense has hit a wall. Nice pick by Miles and the miscommunication by the Archers defense. They send 2 to Teat. Jones actually got slashed in the face. Watch him turn up here and watch Jeffrey backhand and hit him right in the face with a stick. That is definition of a slash. Warren Jeffrey got away with one as Jones takes that extra step to greatness.
Jones will take the goal.
Miles has had a
renaissance season.
Super summer. I just love the way he's playing. His attitude is superb. He's been so positive. You know, often I used to think he was kind of hard on himself. And he's just making great decisions and then just worrying about the next play.
Right. Letting the game come to him. I know it's cliche in sports,
Don't
but
bog yourself down, right? Yeah, I know you made a mistake. You missed a ground ball. You threw the ball out of bounds. So what? It's the next play that matters. And Miles has really grasped that this summer.
Archer's got to make something happen here in a hurry. Down 4. 2.5 to go.
Defend the 2 now if you're the Atlas. Nothing comes easy. You better find Trey Leclerc, 44 and orange. You better find Mac O'Keefe.
Schreiber not afraid to let it go either, but O'Keefe, he lost his footing. Now he's in trouble. Ground ball by Camizio. That's a great ground ball. Gets it to Rexroad.
Atlas have been tough off the ground. They're playing with a lot of pride. You know, it's a lot of flash and spice on offense. You know, we get that. The fans get that. That sells tickets. That trends on Twitter and Instagram. The reality is that they're taking out some tough ground.
You're good, War. You're good.
Guys like Adler. Guys
gritty
like,
plays.
Guys like Razanka. Guys like Danny Logan. Exactly.
Good hoss. Good hoss.
Don't end up on Sports Center.
No, and they're not ending up, you know, trending like so many of Teat's highlights this summer.
Dox has had a great game. Hat trick for 6 and white.
The team to beat this summer, without a doubt, right now, as they take a big step towards that #1 seed.
He will finish the season with the Water Dogs next week in Salt Lake City. As Teat just wants to run that shot clock all the way down, get it inside 1.5 minutes to play. Utah is in a battle for their lives now in the Western Conference. We'll see Chaos next.
Somebody between Denver and Chaos is going to walk out of town with 5 wins tonight, correct?
That's right.
And the winner of tonight's game will be in first place.
A big weekend in Salt Lake City next weekend. It's the homecoming for Archers, and they'll play 2. As we saw with the Whipsnakes of Baltimore, man, you win those 2 games in your homecoming, you can flip your season completely around.
Quarterfinals on Labor Day, semis on Saturday, September 7th at Hofstra, finals September 15th outside of Philadelphia.
Bates wants to talk things over. Under a minute to play. His team trailing by 4 here in Denver. We'll be right back.
Talking to Mike Pressler, if they're the #1 seed, the league will fly and house them at Gillette Stadium Labor Day weekend for practices.
So it'll be like a simulation week.
So they don't want a team sitting out for 2 weeks and not practicing. They don't want the bye to be disadvantageous.
And Preston does not want that either, so they'll get a good weekend of practice. And Amen. Intimate. Yeah, it's been really good here in the second half, hasn't he? He's made 12 saves on the day. Field chance for Schreiber and company.
Schreiber's hunting a 2.
Instead, it's a turnovers. Can't get it to O'Keefe. Tip your cap, and you mentioned it with the gritty plays and the gutsy plays defensively, and Entenmann in the second half for New York, holding Utah to 11 goals. It's certainly less than I think both of us thought they would be able to find today. And 27 turnovers by Utah did them in the end. Final horn sounds. Ralph already heard those commands and has it cranking here at Peter Barton. Join us for more PLL action at 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2 Chaos and Outlaws. We'll see you then.